All right, today we're going to be talking about something that I don't see many people talking about, which is overclocking. You can see we're on Roblox right now. We're on a random game, and we're averaging about 450 FPS on the full max settings. Now, I'm not going to move my camera because we can't, because this is what we're going to be using to benchmark. So we're on graphics quality 10, full max settings on the Roblox, and we're averaging about 450-ish FPS, right? Not bad. Now, this would be less on the default. Now, we can close some stuff like Discord. We don't need that open. Steam. Let's close Steam. So now we're probably going to get a little bit more FPS. Now, overclocking. Yours might look different when you download it. It's super easy, but at the same time, you need to be careful. Because if you just take this slider and you pull it all the way right here, you're going to cook your GPU. And I did that one time to one of my other GPUs. I got lucky that it didn't fry my system, and I was able, like, what that can do is if you do that, your system would instantly crash. You would reboot and you would try to reboot in, but then it would just crash at the home screen. It would just keep crashing and you can't revert it. The only way to revert it is if you factory reset uh without turning the computer on, which I think you would just uninstall the storage. But here it is. Let's see how much FPS we are getting now that we close those few programs. So yeah, now we're stable 450. And when I don't record, that's 480 because I was doing benchmarking before this. But okay, so now if we just take the tunes off that we did to the computer, which is what this is at default, this is what they default your computer at. 300. We lost 100 FPS. 100 FPS we could have easily gotten, and we just straight up lost it. Now, if I were not recording, it would probably be like 380 stable, so it's still 100 FPS that we lost, which is bad. That's not good, right? But then we open up MSI Afterburner. Now, this is for every different GPU, and sometimes memory will be grayed out, cores will be grayed out, all this stuff will be grayed out. And you can fix this if you go into here. So if you're on an older AMD GPU, which is what most people play on, you would check pretty much all this. So check this, check this. No, don't check that. Check these two, and then put that on. Because I used to have an AMD GPU, and I couldn't overclock it, and then I did that, and I was able to overclock it. Now make sure this is unlocked, this is unlocked. Make sure all your settings are exactly the same as this. Even all this on the side. Make sure it's all exactly the same. You need to select your GPU, so I have integrated graphics, but I'm going to select my 3050, right? Now, if you're on integrated graphics, you cannot overclock integrated graphics. You can't. Not that I know of, you can't. Okay? This is very straightforward. So memory, if you're playing a very demanding game like GTA, it's not very demanding, but if you bump up those settings and put ray tracing on, that's going to use more of your memory. So if you're memory bottlenecked, which is how much VRAM you have, you can put that up a little bit. I don't recommend going up too high, because if you go too high, your temperatures are going to go up. And it may not show that on the monitor because that's the main motherboard, but some of the headers on the motherboard, your GPU could be like 100 degrees and it just won't tell you because it's not part of how it tracks its, heat. So if you're on a 3056 gig like me, this is probably your best settings. You could probably put cores up a little bit, but you really don't want to do that, okay? And then this, I always put this at 90. I just haven't saved it yet. Power limit. This is how much power your GPU gets. So what's your wattage? I have mine at max because the more power you get, the better. And then this down here is prioritize power or temperatures. You can literally read the description. So allows prioritize temperatures and monitoring for dynamic clock adjustment. Hence, you may see this. Okay, that doesn't really matter. And it allows prioritizing temperature for power, or you may have to change this out if some of this stuff is grayed out. Fan speed's usually grayed out if it's on A. That means automatic, and then you can use that slider all you want. Make sure you select your GPU. This will show what driver version you're on for your specific GPU. It's pretty cool that they do that. And then you can see, so 336 FPS, 320, and then if we just apply that overclock, it instantly goes up. It's literally 3 FPS. It is so easy to do, and why would you not do it? Yes, there is a risk that you're going to do something stupid to your GPU, but what I recommend to make sure you get the safest overclock is get into a game like Roblox, slide this up and down by 20 or 50 each time, do this with the same. Now, this doesn't really matter. You're never going to use all your VRAM on most GPUs. I have never used my VRAM all. I haven't. Like all the games I've played runs perfectly fine. Now we are running, it says we're running 60. But down here on MSI Afterburner, I mean, okay, well now it's 60. That looks like 50, so we are 60 Celsius, which is kind of hot. I don't know why it's, I really don't know why it's doing that. It's pretty hot. But you can see completely free FPS. And if it's still, you know, not letting you change anything, just copy these settings, okay? Just copy all these settings. If you're on AMD, copy these settings. Even if you're on AMD, copy all these settings as well. The rest of this stuff, this is for monitoring, like showing your FPS. That could get you banned in games because it's attaching to a game, and sometimes they call that cheats. So be careful what games, like you can't do that on Roblox, you'll get banned. There's a few other games. I think CSGO does it. Fortnite as well, I think. I really don't know. But yeah, these are my best 3050 settings. And it's really, really easy to do. You could definitely, I mean, like maybe 200. But then that's when it starts getting unstable. So let's see if it gives us more FPS. So we're at 460, 440, 430. And then we put that on, you know, I mean, it's not much of a difference, you know. Not much of a difference at all. These were the best settings that I could find, and I usually just keep it at that. But completely free FPS, and even when we're moving around and we're rendering this entire map, we're still getting solid frames, you know, 400, 350, you know, 350 is kind of low. But, I mean, if you were on the 240 FPS cap that Roblox originally has, you'll be perfectly fine. And, you know, we could see how much FPS I can get on max, like fully low settings. Let's see how much FPS we do end up getting. And 600, 800, 900. So we're averaging 800 to 900, which is really, really good. You know, that's so playable. 930, guys. Let's see, if we just zoom in right here, we should get a little bit more FPS maybe. No, okay, 930. Ooh, 982. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of FPS. That's for sure good. But that is how you boost your FPS without any problems. If you have a Pacific GPU and it's not letting you do anything, please comment down below because I can help you out a lot. If you have a Pacific problem, I have a lot of tech friends, and you know, some of my friends have helped me out with stuff whenever I first began to GPU gaming and CPU and PC gaming. And some of my friends really helped me out, but mainly I learned everything on my own. Overclocking is super simple once you get the hang of it, and you know, it's free FPS. You know, it unlocks your GPU, and I do it all the time for all my GPUs that I get. So thank you guys for watching this. If this helped you out, please comment down below and subscribe. Bye bye.